Administrator Dickson, when the Department of Transportation Office of Inspector General investigated the 737 MAX, it found that the FAA had increasingly delegated to Boeing the assessment of flight controls and stabilizer plans. Part of what we did in response was to seek to end that delegation and improve the certification processes. I'm of a mind that we need to do more. The 737 was certified in the 1960s, but Boeing was able to gain approval for its MAX aircraft under an amendment to an over 50-year-old type certificate. And in response to the new law, the FAA waited until September 16, 2021 to issue a one-page policy memo limiting delegation, which was one of the root causes of the issues found by the Inspector General. Section 106 of the law was immediately effective on December 27th, 2020, so there was a clear lag between that December passage of the law and the implementation of this one-page delegation memo. What accounted for the delay?
Senator, we have used various mechanisms to implement the provisions of the law as quickly and most expeditiously as we possibly can while we go through the formal process of developing orders. And the direction to restrict delegation without validation of the assumptions for critical system design features actually was in place very early in 2021. So I'll have to check on the timing that you're referring to.
Well, the timing of that many months, I think, is symptomatic of broader problems in terms of prompt response to new laws in issue rules and undertaking rulemaking, and a number of my colleagues already highlighted that problem in other areas, which brings me to the October 20th, 2021 Inspector General report finding that the FAA's oversight of American Airlines was not as rigorous or robust as it should have been. The report states that the FAA, quote, lacks effective oversight controls, end quote, to make sure that American is addressing the root causes of problems that they fix. What is the FAA going to do in response?
Well, Senator, thank you for the question. Our oversight, our internal processes also identified these issues, and we do need, and we are putting in place mechanisms, for example, for professional development of our inspectors so that they can do more effective root cause analysis, which is part of that oversight for a safety management system. So we concurred with most of those recommendations, and we already have plans underway to address them and close those gaps.
What's the timeline for fulfilling those plans?
I would have to get back to you specifically, but much of that work is already underway.
Let me ask you about a similar issue. The original 737, as I mentioned, was certified in the 1960s. I continue to have concerns about the process of modifying the aircraft without a full and robust certification that takes into account the impact of the modifications on the functioning of the entire system. Do you share those concerns?
We, as required by the legislation and also the various reviews and investigations, we are examining changes to the criteria for what would require a new type certificate. We want to balance that with beneficial safety improvements during a product service life. We want safety improvements to come to the fore, but we need some criteria on that. And so we've commissioned MITRE to look at the criteria for making those decisions. And we are also working with our international partners. We began meeting with them In July, we chartered the International Authority Change Product Rule Working Group that is meeting on a regular basis to make sure that these rules are harmonized around the world regardless of manufacturer.
Thank you. I look forward to hearing more about what you're doing on all these issues. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Blackburn.